If you're new here, hi, my name is Charlize Martin, your Liberian American princess, and this is the LAP podcast. I had to take a break after the mailbox challenge, followed by Soul leaving, and the internet's response to it all, because Love Island was taking a very dark turn. Before Casa Amor. I do have to preface that before Casa, all the men were on my shit list because they had one job: vote Kenzie out. I mean, what's Kenzie gonna do? Get DJ'd all night and do the splits all day? Just let Maga Barbie go. They decided on Soul instead. I feel so sorry for Soul because when her dad passed away, it's clear that it left a strong impact on her to the point where her life felt like it was at a standstill, and being in the villa was a chance for her to leave her surroundings, heal, and hopefully find love at the end. And you can tell when she received her phone and was talking to her aunt on After Sun, she was not crying because she just left the villa. She was crying because she mourned the experience that she was like supposed to have. But instead, she was dealt a whole crap load of more trauma. I just hope for her a long life of influencing as a consolation prize for her good service to this season. So I'm gonna go couple by couple and where they stand before getting into Casa Amor, whether I think they're gonna stick or twist. And then I'll be right back here at the end of the week after the stick or twists have been decided to see how right or wrong I was. So let's start with King Kayda and Zach. Okay. Zach and Kayda have been inseparable and have had smooth sailing until the hideaway. Once they were intimate for the first time, Zach had decided that while they're changing the sheets on the bed to ask Kayda if she would kill him if he wanted to explore a bombshell. She said, yeah, too soon. Zach then, after Gabe is voted off and all the men are in a tizzy about it, he tells all the girls to pull Caleb. And then he tells Caleb to pull Kayda. And then gets annoyed when Caleb pulls Kayda during the challenge, the little princess prince challenge, and for a chat at that night portion afterwards. So much so that he throws in a microaggression, calling her aggressive for wanting to smooth things over his bad attitude. He gets so petty that he decides to not make her breakfast in the morning. Breakfast is a serious offense in the villa. Making breakfast for a woman or not knowing how to make breakfast is like showing up to RuPaul's Drag Race, not knowing how to sew. It's essential to make breakfast for the girls in the villa. So when you don't make somebody breakfast and you're in a couple with that person, it's a statement. Clearly, this man is struggling with his emotions. Because from the time Corbin came into the villa, he was analyzing every single interaction Corbin had with Kayda. It's pretty obvious to me that not only does Zach get jealous, but he is incredibly nervous and scared to lose Kayda. His actions are not the one of somebody who's secure in their couple. Another person who isn't secure in their couple is Aniya. Zach and Aniya have more similarities than they are both willing to admit. They are both scared to lose their connections and feel like their partner has more prospects in the villa than they do. And that doesn't mean that they aren't into their partners, but they're acting from a scarcity mindset. And they don't have the same opportunities to explore their connection that their partners do. Hence, Aniya's behavior towards Soul in the villa. Even talking about her when the girl's gone, done got voted off, starts talking about Soul for the next 2 days after Soul was gone from the villa. Now, when Soul was on After Sun, I found out that her treatment was more egregious than I thought. I knew the OG girls were isolating her, but I didn't know that Aniya was interrupting every single chat that Soul tried to have with Casey. Like, more than the one time we saw. Not to mention, every single time Casey was honest to Aniya about his intentions with Soul, she was visibly upset. Aniya made him feel guilty and was basically trapping him in their connection by not fully allowing him to explore. I like Casey and I like Aniya. I don't like them together. Casey and Aniya have horrible communication. I don't think their energies match. I think Casey's a bit too youthful and a bit too goofy, and Aniya has a lot more of a serious romantic nature to her. Casey wants her to be more physical, and Aniya's love language seems to be more quality time and words of affirmation. They don't seem to mesh well, and I'm happy that they are exploring in Casa. Another couple that I don't see making it out of Casa is ChatGPT and Maga Barbie. The night before the men left for Casa, all Kenzie wanted to talk about is how Corbin doesn't initiate enough for her. Not to mention the mailbox speech was a whole lot of nothing from both of them. Like, Caleb's letter to Mackenzie was more meaningful than the people that had known each other longer. And all they do was french fries every night. It's not giving depth for either of them in this connection. And I've seen them have bigger personalities and have more depth with other partners. But will this lustful couple succumb to temptation? Or will they seek deeper connections? I have mixed feelings about Trinity. I feel like the connection is there and like they seem genuinely into each other, but the connection hasn't been truly tested. Now, Bryce and Zach, I mean, this bromance has taken on a life of its own. It's not jokes anymore. Like, at this point, the joke is just gay. And gay isn't a punchline to me. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. I mean, there's Colin Berry, there's another creator that's gay. So you see like people in multiple communities, straight guys, straight white guys, gay guys, bisexual guys, that are all like, no, this is an indication of something that's like more going on here. Even if Zach and Bryce aren't willing to or cognizant of what's actually happening with them. I'll try and find the clip, but there's a creator online that talked about, I used to watch Big Brother, and I did watch the season with Ariana Grande's brother on it, Frankie Grande, and he did have a deep connection with somebody in the house who later came out as bisexual, and they were super touchy-feely like in the house, in the Big Brother house. And so I wouldn't be shocked that Zach and Bryce end up having like actual romantic feelings for each other, because it gets to a point.
People are saying that Zach actually had a boyfriend outside of Love Island. Let me fact check that for you. And also we need to look at the insane comment Zach's brother Charlie made about Zach's romance with Bryce. And as tensions rise up and people start thinking that this might actually happen, here are multiple other times on reality television where something exactly like this happened, where a guy who went into a show straight ended up experimenting with men and leaving not straight. So if you don't know, right now, Zach and Bryce are two straight men on a heterosexual dating show, Love Island USA. But they've grown extremely close as friends to the point where their girlfriends on the show are always asking them, why are we always talking about the other one? Lately, it's escalated tremendously though, like when Zach showed Bryce his schlong, and Zach responded by talking about how huge it was and how that's some good shit, and calling it the snake between his legs. Is this escalating to a point past a heterosexual friendship to a homosexual relationship because they stretch together, are always touching, they're hugging. When they're sitting in chairs next to each other, they're making sure their knees and legs are touching each other. When they're taking pictures with their girlfriends and holding them, they'll also be holding each other a little. But there's something that's making me really mad about this relationship that we'll get to in a second. Is any of this even real though? I mean, people are saying that Zach had a boyfriend before Love Island, proving that he's bisexual, but this is indeed not his boyfriend, even though the internet is trying to convince you it is. This is just his friend. They like wrote their names in a heart on the sand together, but I stalked all of his socials and I can assure you they are not dating. Now, even though those reports speculating weren't true, his brother Charlie is playing into the rumors that him and Bryce are dating a lot by posting this on his socials, joking that they're in a couple.
Have I seen the edits of Rice? I get tagged in about 10 a day, so I see it, I'm there, I live it, I breathe it, I'm on this journey with you guys as they progress. It is just fascinating. I didn't know the rules stated that you could be in two couples at the same time.
And I do firmly believe that this environment is a place that can make you realize things about yourself or who you're attracted to that you haven't ever before. This reminds me exactly of Big Brother USA season 16 when Frankie Grande, Ariana Grande's brother, and Zach Rance, who was straight, they developed this very, very close friendship to the point where no one in the house knew what they were. It was confusing everyone because Zach said he was straight, but even Frankie was speculating that maybe Zach has a crush on him. And they have a similar thing that Zach and Bryce have. But after the show, Zach revealed that he did fall in love with Frankie on the show and they did physically hook up afterwards. And it made him learn a lot about himself and he came out as bisexual after. Or even on Big Brother Canada season 5 when Kevin and William was gay, Kevin identified as straight, but they had this really close friendship that grew into them even kissing on the show. And then there was rumors of them seeing each other afterwards. My only issue with this is that I hope the producers just didn't tell them to play into it so it could become this big spectacle on social media to drive interaction with the show.
Like, especially during the Hearts on Fire challenge while the guys were practicing. I mean, they're starting to do it to like other guys. Like you have Bryce telling Casey to do it to him. You got, I think it was Caleb, like putting his finger on Zach's chin, lifting his chin up to him. I was like, this is just getting to be a lot. And I still don't know if it's just like the editors like letting us in and seeing like all like the high tension stuff that the guys are doing. But like, I don't know. And the thing is, straight white guys do tend to be like a bit more fruity in their relationships and it doesn't like really mean anything. But it really does get to a point. Like, it just does. Like, there's that moment with them stretching. There's the moment with Zach seeing his PP before Trinity does. Like, it's just a lot going on, man. And it really does get to a point. Now, Melanie and Sincere are that toxic couple in high school that are constantly on and off. And if Melanie wants to suffer and Sincere wants to continue to lie to the people that he cares about, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. They will learn from each other the hard way. More so Melanie. I don't know if Lord Farquaad is ever going to get it. Now, Casa Amor. Episode 17 was one of the most epic moments in television to date. It's up there with that finale episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Receipts, timelines, you know the clip.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, everything.
Episode 2 of Real Lives of Mormon Wives, whatever episode it was, where we got TFP in the camera footage from the cops.
I just want to be able to talk to you without you two bickering at each other. Okay?
I mean, real gold. Real reality TV gold. Created in real time with real people. So let's get right into the mess where the drama picks up. Aniya gets a text that it's time for the heart rate challenge. As everyone is getting dressed, everyone's practicing their dance moves. Kenzie is ready to pull out her leg hold. The girls are hyped to perform, and so are the guys, until they get a text to leave the OG girls for Casa Amor.
I hate my girlfriend. That's why I hate her because I can't wait to start cheating on her. I never thought this day would come, bro. This the happiest I ever been for real. I've been waiting for this, bro. Smack that ass. Hey. Smack that ass. That's not my girlfriend's ass. I'm gonna smack.
All the men are super hyped. Can't wait to leave the OG girls. In fact, no one leaves a note. No one sprays cologne. Corbin doesn't even bring back the pictures of Kenzie that he has of her. It's giving out of sight, out of mind. Then the girls get a gift. They sit at the fire pit for it to open. So excited to see what's in store. Is it the guys? Is it a bombshell? No, it's a live feed of the boys doing the heart rate challenge with the Casa girls. On the bottom of the screen, it says, "Welcome to Casa Amor." Cinema. And there's no monitor, so they're just doing this for the love of the game. This ain't even a heart rate challenge. This is just a striptease that you're making your girlfriends watch. Now, what I love about this is that every year, the biggest issue with Casa Amor is that the boys treat it like a brothel and the girls treat it like they're away at a convent. And Soul was right about a lot of things, including the fact that we were on Couples Island until Casa Amor happened. Episode 17 was the episode to break these couples up, shake things up, and open everybody on that show to actually explore. Because everybody's moving scared. But not when you got options. Now, time will tell to see how well this works. Now, let's talk about the Casa girls. Tiara came in to get her man, and who was that? KC. They immediately start kissing outside of the challenge. And in bed, so they are definitely into each other. They seem to have a real physical spark. And I feel like that's what he was missing with Aniya, like feeling wanted physically by her. And for everybody saying that Casey is the colorist, he was clearly excited about every single Casa girl that was chocolate. Like, Amora comes in, he's like, ooh, that's a good piece of chocolate. Like, he is excited about the black girls. Again, this is a California Muslim. Might as well say he's a hotel, allegedly. And it's still anybody's game because from the looks of it, on episode 20, he's kissing on Sydney too. They just came out with some Casa Amor pictures with Sydney and Casey looking real booed up. So, needless to say, he's the king of Casa. Now, Trinity told Aniya while they were getting dressed for their first day of Casa that she needs to forget about Casey and bring somebody else in. Child, I just hope Aniya actually listens to Trinity and not to Melody with their little bird session they were having, talking about some 1, 2, 3. I miss my man. I was like, 2 birds.
Should we just say it together? Okay, 3, 2, 1. I miss my man.
And I'm so glad Carl pulled her away from that conversation to allow her to actually explore her options. Because as soon as they were having the day party and they were having that like little conversation about volleyball, and then in the night portion when they started talking about how much they love to travel and how much she really wants to go to Japan. He studied abroad in Japan. He actually knows a bit of Japanese. He starts teaching her Chinese, says that she's beautiful, and they have like a genuine makeout that looks way better than the weird smooches she'd be doing with Casey, because their kiss chemistry was never given to me. Like, the kisses that she had with Carl made more sense. I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen somebody look less like a Carl than Carl. Like, I don't like calling him Carl. Like, we need to give him a nickname, like, because it's not given. I really do want to call him Prince Charming, because it is giving Cinderella Brandy's version. If you know, you know. I used to be addicted to that movie when I was little. So, and it is given that because, you know, it's a black woman and well, he's Asian, right? Yeah, he's Asian, half Chinese, half white. Yes, it's given what Brandy was given with Prince Charming in that movie. So, and I love that for her because I remember her letter. She was talking about wanting her prince. Love that. No.
Hey, so why are people calling this man ugly and chopped and saying that Aniya made the wrong decision and she's actually a colorist because she didn't choose the 2 darker skinned men who were after her? And now we have a couple with the 2 least desired people globally when it comes to dating, an Asian man and a dark skinned black woman. And when it comes to the conversation around Aniya's choice to choose Carl instead of the other men who were pursuing her, who were also very attractive men, but she chose connection and compatibility and interest and intrigue, it's really giving pop the balloon behavior in conversations and groupthink. If you've seen the show Pop the Balloon, then you know what I mean. Judging somebody and choosing a compatibility and connection based off of soul physical things is seeing someone's value and worthiness of being around you based solely on their exterior looks and validating those things. And if we're watching Love Island, we talk about these things and the issues when it comes to dating and connections and relationship and things being only surface deep. And we want to get deeper and build long lasting relationships. It's about the connection and chemistry that you have with this person. And we can see based off of just a beautiful, stunning, sexy, dark skinned black men, brown skinned black men pursue Aniya. And we also saw this Asian man, this Chinese man, Carl, pursue Aniya. But we see the chemistry and engagement. It could be edited. Maybe we didn't see the conversations with Key and the other person. The chemistry and intention and softness and the giddiness, the smiling, the way we see all 32 of our girl is something so beautiful and something that we wanted to see from beginning, which is why I said like her and Casey were more so settling for one another and keeping one another safe. It's hard to blossom something when there's lack of chemistry and connection, and what we witnessed just within a few minutes of Carl and Aniya is something that's beautiful chemistry, and I think that's something that we've missed. It's not just about it being an interracial situation, it's more so about the conversation, the intentionality, the softness, the gentlemanness of it, and just the chivalry that she stated she wanted. She wanted the princess treatment. This man keeps his arm in a triangle so that Aniya has somewhere to grab onto as he escorts her from place to place, no matter what, and is intentional, making eye contact with her, teaching her things, being soft, complimenting her, giving her verbal compliments over and over again, words of affirmation, while also leaning into physical touch and consent and all these beautiful things. And we see her open up in a way that we wanted to see from beginning. Something that from the first conversation she had with Casey is not aligned in that way. That's not a knock on him. It's more so about compatibility and connection and chemistry. You know what I mean? And I think it's amazing to see her have this with Carl. We don't know where it's going to go. It's giving Brandy and Whitney Cinderella. She found her Prince Charming and she is the princess. She is the queen. I hope that she's able to allow herself to be loved in the way that she desires instead of a way that she's probably just used to and familiar to. And chooses something sincere to her other than something similar and familiar. You know what I mean? But what worries me overall is the conversation that I've seen online and the negative things when it comes to Carl's appearance. I think Carl is very attractive. The body is amazing. That body is T, bitch. That man is sexy as well. Keon's face card is strongest. Keon's face card is made of vibranium. Carl's, I think that showcases a lot of people's issues when it comes to dating. They want their partner to be someone to give them model looks or people to say, oh, your partner is so attractive and this and that, blah, blah, instead of actually, how is that person making you feel? How is that person pouring into you? How's the comfortability there? Those things are and should be more important, and I'm really happy for Aniya. Don't feel bad for Keon. Y'all see that fine ass man? He's gonna be all right. Let me know how y'all feel about Aniya and Carl and the choices that she made, and are y'all hopeful that she's gonna explore this and really be open to it? I think this is gonna be something possibly really fruitful and beautiful to where they could get the 100K. No shade, I'm saying that already. Like, yeah. Because Casey and Tiara, that's also really tea and beautiful. I think there's something so poetic in the fact that an Asian man who's so proudly Asian coming on this show, and Asian men being statistically the least desired when it comes to dating app. Look at the statistics yourself, along with the dark-skinned black woman, and black women being the least desired when it comes to dating apps. Them two being the ones to come together and hit it off so well, and him constantly affirming her. Something that I noticed that was missing when it came to the first couple episodes of this season of Love Island. Could be editing, of course, but there was a lack of the men calling the women beautiful to their face, aside from just being hot and bombshell and sexy or whatever, whoop-de-whoop. But specifically, you're pretty. pretty, you're beautiful, you're this. Pursue an attraction in a way that feels intentional, mature, and emotionally resonant. And that's something that I feel that we got when we saw Aniya and Carl together. That's something I'm genuinely happy for her for. And we still get the mess because Casey doing his big one over there in Casa Amor too, girl. I'm seated. Please let me know what y'all think, though. Love you. Bye.
Now, Casey and Aniya didn't feel wanted in the villa, really, like with that whole no one being at Casey's door and Aniya not really feeling confident to fully like explore her other options with Sincere and Sean. Like, it was getting that she was like friend zoned in a way. So if they make it through this final test, then I guess they want to be together, but I really like them better apart. Like, I like Casey and I like Aniya. I just don't like them in a couple. So I hope they twist. Now, Corbin was overly excited to explore these girls in Casa, so much so that he said he was going home with someone different 2 girls into the challenge of the heart rate challenge. Only 2 girls came out and he was like, yo, I'm going home with someone different. And honestly, if I saw Paramita, I would feel that way too. She's a baddie. I just couldn't care less about Corbin and Kenzie's connection, but I think it's over for them, and that hit me when Kenzie hit them angry splits. Yeah, they're gonna twist. I think Zach and Kayda are actually gonna stick, not just because they're really into each other, but the one girl Zach was connecting with, she going home. Yeah, she was caught saying the N-word, so it's a matter of time before she's kicked out of that villa. Speaking about her, now Miranda Cosgrove proceeds to tell Zach that she kissed her brother, and then while the girls are getting ready for bed or night or I don't know what, she tells them that she actually went on a date with Charlie. And knowing all of this, she still makes it into his bed and he still kisses her that same night in that same conversation. Now, I don't like bringing attention or talking about girls that be doing all the N-word nonsense and are given a platform on Love Island. I'm not trying to bring in even more attention to that nonsense. But it did give me a little pause when she skipped all of the men of color during the heart rate challenge. But not as much, because it's like people are allowed to have preferences. It was just weird that she had like disgust towards these black guys. Now, I remember literally last year, Coco didn't want to kiss anybody that wasn't black, and I didn't see a problem with it, but she didn't look like completely turned off by like the sight of Austin and Nick. Like, she just wasn't trying to go for them, and she like kissed their neck and stuff and went on about her business and gave the kisses to all the black guys in the villa. And it was like in a, hey, you're just not my type way, as opposed to don't touch me, no touching. That's all you get. You know, it's ease up. Now, when it comes to Bryce and Trinity, I think Bryce will stick and Trinity will twist. And this is the winning combo. Now, Bryce has mentioned in the past that he was scared of her type rolling in and her leaving him for that. So if he actually fights for their connection, when Trinity brings Corey back in, they're gonna win. And Trinity has yet to have somebody that's like her traditional type come into the villa. And Bryce has had that. He's pulled Kayda more than just the one time we saw from, again, some insight from Soul. He pulled her 4, 5, 11 times, apparently, after being rejected in the big Diddy bed. Now, I think Melanie and Sincere will stick, but not without exploring. I don't think they're willing to let go of their connection. And I hate that for Amora. I mean, Amora in Casa Amor is like so epic to me. I saw what the producers were doing there. I saw what casting was doing there, and y'all ate with that. And that's why she was the first to come in for the heart rate challenge. And I mean, Sincere is kissing up on her outside of the challenge in the bed. I mean, he's giving her the full soul treatment, and then he later tells the boys, oh, I'm gonna give her the same chance that I gave Soul. So that tells me nothing. Well, everything. It tells me that he's not going to take her seriously and he's still gonna choose Melanie, just like he did Soul. And I'm not gonna remember all of these Casa men's names because, again, they decided to have 12 men pull up in the villa. Then they had a little mini bachelorette moment where the girls got to pick who got the final rose. I was like, ayo. Not until Casa Amor Part 2 of this video am I going to be telling the guys' names. Again, the ones who made an impact are the ones that I've said. The only people that we really got to see were Ronnie, who actually reminds me of Ronnie from The Bachelorette, Carl, and Corey. That's it. Anybody else, I really don't know who those people are. Jen and Caleb, I honestly forgot that they were on the show. But again, they're single, so they're obviously gonna twist. So that's all that I have for you, Royal Village. Come back after Sticker Twist for part 2. We are about 150 subscribers away from 1K, which is basically monetization, which is basically YouTube handing me a check next month. So if you want to be a part of the Royal Village, give me a hype, give me a like, and drop this emoji if you stay till the end. Bye-bye.